Hit you with another one of them old phenomenal shits.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Undrlvld. My name is Chris. I appreciate you all being here and for the continued support. Just want to quickly remind all of you that our 500 subscriber giveaway is going on right now. So if you check the description down below or the pinned comment, you'll find a link to Gleam. You go to Gleam, you do the stuff, you get the entries, and in like a week and a half or whatever, we'll get one of you lucky people Steam keys for Outward, Warhammer Vermintide 2, as well as Civilization. And if you haven't already, be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you can get all of this wonderful, mediocre content I dish out. And perhaps one day, with your help, it might become good content. Also, if there's anything in a specific you would like to see from Tal'Dorei Reborn or Monsters of the Multiverse, be sure to let me know in the comments down below, and I'll make a video on it. Alright, so in this episode of Tal'Dorei Reborn, I'm gonna explain a little theory I have that involves the voice of the Tempest, Keyleth, a Vox Machina, from Campaign 1 of Critical Role, and Fearne Kellaway from Campaign 3 of Critical Role. I will be going over the Spire of Conflux Vestige of Divergence staff, which is currently being wielded by Keyleth herself. As a matter of fact, let's start with the Spire of Conflux, since it was what sparked this little theory of mine. As you can see in the flavor text of the Vestige, Keyleth is looking for another hero to wield the Spire of Conflux. How does this tie into Fearne? Well, let's go over the Vestige before we get into the tinfoil hat theory that I have. Or I should say, the details of the theory that I have, because you already know theory kind of... Well, anyway. In its dormant state, the staff has 8 charges and regains 1d4 plus 2 expended charges daily at dawn. Using your spell save DC, you can spend 1 charge to use Burning Hands, or 3 charges to use Fireball. You also get a +1 to your spell attack rolls and your spell save DC. In the awakened state, your charges increase to 12, and you regain 1d6 plus 2 expended charges daily at dawn. You can also spend 5 charges to use Conjure Elemental, or 5 charges to use Ice Storm. Also, when you cast a spell that deals bludgeoning, cold, fire, lightning, or thunder damage, and you roll a 1 on the damage die, you can re-roll the die, but you have to use the new roll. Finally, we have the Exalted state. Now you get 20 charges, you regain a d6 plus 4 expended charges daily at dawn. You can spend 6 charges to use Lightning, or 7 charges to use Firestorm. Also, your bonus to spell attack rolls and spell save DC increases to +2. Alright. So now I'm sure you're saying, Chris, I get it. Keyleth wants to find someone else to wield the Vestige, but why do you think it's Fearne? Glad you asked. Grab your tinfoil hats, everyone. So, let's go through some of the simple stuff first. What element do you get to use the most with the Spire of Conflux? Fire. What is Fearne's subclass revolved around? Fire. What can you summon with the Vestige? An elemental. What can Fearne currently summon? An elemental. Fearne has antlers, Keyleth has antlers, both are druids, and all of this is without even getting to how they're similar, be it, characteristics or personality or whatever. Because that would make this video way too long. Now let's get into the meat and potatoes of the theory. We know the Wild Mother created the Spire of Conflux. This goddess represents nature and all of its creatures. Just as the Wild Mother and the Lawbearer work to maintain the balance of nature and civilization, in a way, Fearne has a balance she maintains as well. One minute she's doing good, the next minute she's stealing something. Some might be able to draw some similarities to Fearne's nature and the balance that is the relationship between the Wild Mother and the Lawbearer. We also know that Orm has ties to Zephrah, where Keyleth is. And eventually I'm sure he will have to return there for one reason or another. It just so happens that the goddess most prominent in Zephrah is the Wild Mother. Why? Because her freedom is like that of the wind. That's a quote from the book. Who else has a strong sense of freedom? The freedom to help, the freedom to screw around with Imogen's fear of heights, and the freedom to steal? Fearne. I don't want to start rambling too much. Eventually I'm gonna just sound like a broken record, if I haven't already, of course. Needless to say, there are many things that we could link between Fearne, Keyleth, the Vestige, the Wild Mother, and so on. But what do you all think? Do you think it is possible that Keyleth will pass down the Spire of Conflux to Fearne? Or am I just a crazy person who has a little too much free time on his hands? Let me know in the comments down below. So in the next episode, I'm going to be going through the stat block and theory I have around the champion of the Matron of Ravens, Vax'ildan. After that, I'll be doing a video going over the stat blocks of the rest of the Vox Machina. And if I don't get any more requests on, videos to make for Tal'Dorei Reborn, that'll probably wrap up my coverage of the supplement. So, if you'd like to see anything specific again, let me know in the comments down below. But until then, thank you for swinging by, thank you for the support, and have yourselves a good day.